Have you ever seen someone rise to great power only to lose everything because of pride? This is the story of Nebuchadnezzar II, a mighty king who ruled one of the greatest empires in the ancient world. He had wealth, power, and control over nations. But his story teaches us a powerful lesson: no matter how high we rise, humility matters. Nebuchadnezzar was the king of Babylon, a city known for its beauty, strength, and advanced civilization. Under his rule, Babylon became one of the most powerful kingdoms on earth. He built massive walls, grand palaces, and the famous Hanging Gardens, one of the wonders of the ancient world. Everything around him reflected success, power, and control. But there was something deeper happening in his life. God began to speak to Nebuchadnezzar through dreams that troubled him deeply. One night, he saw a great tree. The tree was strong and tall, reaching up to the heavens. It provided food for many and shelter for animals. It was a symbol of strength and greatness. But suddenly, in the dream, the tree was cut down, leaving only a stump behind. The king was disturbed. He called for his wise men and advisors, but none of them could explain the meaning. Then came Daniel, a man known for wisdom and understanding. Daniel explained the dream clearly. He told the king, "You are that tree." The greatness of Babylon reflected the king's own power and influence. But the dream was also a warning. Because of pride, the king would be brought down. He would lose his kingdom and live like an animal until he understood that God is the true ruler over all. Daniel urged him to change, to be humble, and to do what is right. For a while, nothing happened. Life continued as normal. But one day, as Nebuchadnezzar stood on the roof of his royal palace, he looked across the city of Babylon. The buildings were magnificent. The walls were strong. Everything was exactly as he had built it. And in that moment, he said, "Is this not the great Babylon I have built by my mighty power and for the glory of my majesty?" Those words revealed what was in his heart. At that very moment, a voice from heaven spoke, declaring that the warning would now come to pass. Instantly, Nebuchadnezzar lost his sanity. He was driven away from people and began to live in the open fields. He ate grass like cattle. His hair grew long and wild, and his nails became like claws. The mighty king who once ruled nations was now living like an animal. Time passed. Days turned into months. The king remained in this broken state, just as it had been spoken. But then, something changed. One day, Nebuchadnezzar looked up to heaven. In that moment, he humbled himself. He recognized that there is a higher power, a greater authority above all human strength and achievement. And as soon as he acknowledged this truth, his sanity returned. He was restored. His kingdom was given back to him. His honor returned. But he was no longer the same man. This time, he ruled with humility and understanding. He had learned what power alone could never teach him. Nebuchadnezzar's story reminds us that pride can bring a person down, no matter how high they have risen. But humility has the power to restore, to rebuild, and to bring lasting strength. No matter what we achieve in life, it is important to stay grounded, to remain humble, and to recognize that we are not in control of everything. Because in the end, true greatness is not just about power, it is about humility.